Please don't forget subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notified of new daily videos.
My name is Kameron, and I used to love the quiet of Frostwick. It's a small, forgotten pocket tucked deep in the northern woods, where the only real soundtrack is the whisper of the wind through the pines and the rumble of the old river. Denise, my partner, always said it suited me. I was never one for crowds. We'd built a good life here, me working the perpetually sputtering sawmill, her behind the counter at the general store, trading pleasantries and gossip with the few dozen souls who called this place home. Then the hum started, not a sound you'd hear with your ears at first, but something you felt in your teeth, a low, resonant thrum that seemed to vibrate from the very bedrock of the world. It began subtly, maybe a month ago. I'd be walking past the old, abandoned mineshaft at the edge of town, the one sealed up after the accidents decades ago, and I'd feel it. A deep, almost purring vibration. I mentioned it to Denise, but she'd just shrug. Must be the wind catching the old ventilation pipes, Kameron. Place is a wreck. But it wasn't the wind, and it wasn't just the mineshaft. Kingsley, who lived in a small cabin just 100 yards from the shaft, was the first real sign. Kingsley was always a bit of a hermit, but now I'd see him in his yard, standing perfectly still sometimes for hours, just observing. His gaze was empty, directed at nothing I could discern. The hum grew, it burrowed deeper, becoming a constant pressure behind my eyes, a low current in my blood. Sometimes, when it was strongest, a strange calm would wash over me, a feeling of deep understanding, like I was finally hearing the true language of the world. It was unsettling, but also oddly peaceful. More people started changing. Not dramatically, not at first, just small things. Mr. Henderson, who always shouted greetings from his porch, started just nodding, his eyes unfocused. Mrs. Chen, usually bustling about her garden, would stand frozen amidst her perennials, a watering can drooping from her hand, her face blank. They weren't moving towards anything, not reacting to anything. They were just there. Then it came for Denise. One evening I walked into the living room and found her standing by the window, hands clasped, staring out into the twilight. Her breathing was almost imperceptible. I called her name. Nothing. A cold dread gripped me. I reached out, touched her shoulder. She flinched, then blinked, a flicker of confusion in her eyes. Just admiring the sunset, Kameron, she said, but her voice was flat, devoid of its usual warmth. She couldn't tell me what she'd been looking at. It started happening more often. Denise would zone out for longer periods. When she came back, she was a little less herself, a little more distant. I tried to talk to her, to explain what I was seeing, what I was feeling. She'd just look at me with those vacant eyes and say, "You're just stressed, my love. Frostwick gets to us all in the deep winter." I searched the town's small, dusty library, old records, local histories. I found vague references to the great stillness that afflicted the town once every generation, a deep resonance from the earth that lulled people to sleep, to become one with the quiet. Most entries ended abruptly or were just torn pages. The hum was a roar in my head now, a symphony of silent understanding. The whole town was filled with them statues. Dozens of people, frozen in place, eyes wide and unblinking, turned towards the mine entrance. I rushed back to our cabin. Denise was standing in the kitchen, a mug half raised to her lips. She looked like a photograph. Her eyes, usually so vibrant, were glossy, reflecting the weak morning light. I knew what was happening. She was almost gone. A wave of that strange calm washed over me. I wanted to join her, to simply stop fighting, to let the hum embrace me. It felt right, so utterly, beautifully right. But a desperate part of me, a tiny ember of the old Kameron, clawed its way to the surface. "Denise!" I screamed, my voice cracking. "We have to go." She didn't move, she didn't even blink. I grabbed her arm, shaking her. Her skin was cool, almost cold. "Denise, please." I dragged her towards the door, but her feet were like lead. It was like trying to move a statue. The hum vibrated through her, through me. I looked back at her face, and for a split second I saw a flicker of something in her eyes, not fear, but deep, profound peace, a knowing. I couldn't save her, I couldn't move her. The hum was too strong, the stillness too deep. I stumbled out of the cabin, the sound of my own ragged breaths echoing in the profound silence of the town. Every house I passed had its own silent sentinel. Every yard, every street corner. They were all facing the same direction, towards the mineshaft, towards the source of the glorious hum. But some of them, I realized with a fresh wave of terror, were turned towards me. I ran. I didn't know where I was going, just away. Away from Frostwick, away from the stillness, away from the knowing in Denise's eyes. I drove until the gas ran out, until the landscape shifted from frozen pines to rolling hills, until the hum in my ears was the only sound I could hear. It's been weeks since I left Frostwick. I'm in a new town now, hundreds of miles south. The hum hasn't left me. It's quieter now, a gentle murmur beneath my thoughts, but it's there. And sometimes when I'm walking through the grocery store or sitting at a diner, I catch myself. My body goes rigid. My gaze fixes on something in the distance, and a profound, beautiful calm washes over me. I don't fight it anymore. I understand it. I feel connected to it. I think Frostwick didn't just transform its people, it changed the very nature of quiet. And I carried a piece of that new quiet with me. Sometimes when the hum gets loud, I think I see a flicker in other people's eyes too. A nascent understanding, a new stillness.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button to like it. And please do subscribe to support the channel.